Hey folks, today is Friday, May 3rd, 2024. As usual, my name is Jake Baldino, here to talk about all the video game news that has been going on this week. There's a lot of stuff to talk about, so are the lights like extra bright? Is that better? We're professionals here. We can do it. Yeah. So the first bit of news this week does concern Microsoft and Xbox. The talk of the town, the conversation in the gaming world for the last week has been centered around Xbox winding down in some ways. With Microsoft's newest earnings thing, it has been revealed that gaming is still technically up, but that math is essentially up because of them purchasing Activision Blizzard, essentially injecting billions worth of businesses into their numbers. According to Eurogamer, though, hardware revenue has decreased by 31% year on year due to poor sales of Xbox consoles. With notably Starfield, apparently, the release of Starfield not driving console sales like some were expecting. So you take this fact with speculation lately and just people looking at Xbox and how they're changing their approach and putting games on more platforms, along with the fact that last year the company reported a 30% drop in hardware revenue, meaning Xbox has actually been pretty upfront about this. I think Phil Spencer, head of Xbox, has said on record that they are third place in the quote-unquote console war. But now at this point, it seems like they're less focused around fighting that console war thing and more about just publishing, building up services, and then also having hardware on the side. I just think it's interesting, not from a standpoint of I'm a Sony fan, I'm an Xbox fan, and the console war stuff, but just, different approaches and also responses when you're a massive bajillion-dollar corporation where you can continue to burn money because you're trying to do things a little bit differently. It's fun to analyze and talk about the news stuff, but I am not a financial or economics analyst at all. At the end of the day, I'm just still waiting for some games to play. And with that and news and stuff, Xbox did announce that they are doing a showcase this summer. Mark your calendars, the beginning of June during the whole Summer Game Fest thing. We'll be talking about that, of course. We're probably going to get some interesting announcements. Maybe a new look at Fable. Also, State of Decay 3. Where the hell has that been?
Oh, I forgot.
Yes, that is a game. That is a game that had a trailer and then everybody forgot about it. So yeah, that, maybe a Hollow Knight Silksong release date. I don't know. But yeah, there is news around the corner. It's also worth pointing out, shout out to Tweaktown for originally reporting this, that console sales, console hardware sales are down overall. It is an industry trend. Obviously, Microsoft's is the lowest right now, but it's doom and gloom for everybody. We'll get more to that in a little bit. Let's talk about more of the fun stuff. Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree DLC is coming this summer, of course. People are very much looking forward to that. But Hidetaka Miyazaki, head of From Software, has gone on record during an interview that I'll link in the description down below with all the other news I talk about, just talking about this DLC and the fact that it is the first and only Elden Ring DLC. From Software has sometimes done multiples for their games. Erdtree is going to be a one-and-done drop for Elden Ring. This is all you're getting. And it does seem like it's a big one, so I guess it's justified. Along with that, Miyazaki did say that they are open to the idea of a sequel to Elden Ring. While he didn't officially confirm an Elden Ring sequel or anything like that, he said that the way they make games, the way they develop them, it makes sense and leaves them open to making a sequel. So take that for what you will. I think a sequel at some point is a no-brainer. It's their biggest hit yet. Bandai Namco, of course, their publisher, definitely is going to have something to do with that. But also, From Software does march to the beat of their own drum very much. So I think we're getting an Elden Ring sequel. I don't know if it's going to be an immediate follow-up, but I definitely think it's going to be something at some point. In other news, we got a new Batman Arkham game. A new Batman Arkham game has been announced. Yes, folks, that's right. Unfortunately for some folks, though, it is a VR game. I know some people are probably pretty upset at this. Me personally, I'm sorry, but I am excited for this because I like VR and I really like Batman. Specifically for a couple of reasons. So it's called Batman Arkham Shadow. It is a new Batman VR experience set in the world of Arkham. It seems like an earlier game, the little tease of Batman. He looks like he's a little bit more towards Arkham Origins in his look. But this is being developed by Camouflage, the developers who made the Iron Man VR game, which I did a before you buy on that a few years back, and I actually found it to be pretty cool. So now this is a full-fledged game exclusive to Meta Quest 3, so taking advantage of those capabilities. I'm just curious to see what can come of this. Also, I liked the last Batman Arkham game, the VR game. It was like really simple and basic, but this could be cool too. And also, it's not being made by Rocksteady, so it's not like Rocksteady is spending time just making a VR spinoff. They're doing whatever they're doing right now. Are they continuing with Suicide Squad seasons? Who knows? But yeah, this is what we got right now in terms of the Batman world. My question is, when is Batman going to make a return to just video games on his own? Who knows? Time will tell.
Gotham City Imposters 2.
Yo, let's go. Next up in some unexpected news, at least unexpected for me, Rise of the Ronin has been a success, specifically with Koei Tecmo saying that it's sold more than Nioh 1 and 2, the developer of Team Ninja's previous games. Which just goes to show how much of a bubble we can be in our gaming news world, because like I always just thought Nioh 1 and 2 were just like a big deal. But then now you have this, like, I guess, bigger marketing budget, Sony-centric published game that sold really well. And you know what? I'm happy because I really liked Rise of the Ronin. You guys probably saw my videos on it. I think it's a really cool game. Yes, it's a little rough around the edges, but it's a lot of fun, and that's the most important thing. Hey, jumping over here real quick to talk about the sponsor of today's video, our longtime sponsor, Raycon. Now, at this point, you've probably heard me talk about how they provide premium quality sound at about half the price versus like the big name audio brands. And you may not believe me, but now is the time to try because, ladies and gentlemen, we got a design refresh. That's right, the everyday earbuds, which they have sold millions of. You know they are a fan favorite. Now they have a new look with more features. I got a fresh pair right here. I've been test driving, and let me tell you, these are truly upgraded everyday earbuds because like they still have the good quality fit, right? They don't fall out of your ears, but it just feels a little bit more ergonomic, a little bit more quality overall with some new features like active noise cancellation if you're in a noisy place and you need less distractions, a quick charge functionality which just makes the already great battery life even better, multi-point connectivity that lets you pair with 2 devices at once, and it's IP66, meaning it's weatherproof and sweat resistant, which for me that's great because I tend to wear these outside. They have a lot of different colors and stuff. I always just think they do blue right, and I always have an extra pair I throw in my bag. These puppies have saved me like a million times. So if you want to check them out and check out the new upgraded version of the everyday earbuds, all you got to do is click the link in the description down below or head to buyraycon.com/gameranx for 20% off your order plus free shipping. Again, that's buyraycon.com/gameranx to get 20% off your Raycon purchase with free shipping, and big thanks to Raycon for sponsoring our videos. Oh, just a PSA, because I know a lot of you guys are still playing Helldivers out there. If you're playing Helldivers 2 on PC, by the end of the month, you're going to have to sign in to PSN on PC. Like, that's kind of annoying. It sucks. People are already voicing their frustrations. It's going to start sooner if you're a new player, but if you're a player who's already in the game, you're going to have to the end of the month before you have to start signing in. So if you're just a PC gamer and you're hooked on Helldivers 2, it looks like you're going to have to fire up and get a PSN account, I guess. Welcome to the rest of us. The developers have said that this is something that they planned, but technically they couldn't pull it off at launch, so there was like a grace period. I look at this as Sony kind of pushing into the PC market a little bit. You know, there's been talks of like the launcher and like, you know, them integrating some stuff like trophy support and stuff with PC games. So yeah, it's annoying. I'm curious to see how good Helldivers is. Like, is this just gonna like push people off the game, or do people love Helldivers enough to just sign up for an account and keep going? I think that's gonna be the case, but we'll have to wait and see. Next up, in case you missed it, Todd Howard did an interview with Kinda Funny Games and talked a little bit more about Fallout and admitted that they want more Fallout games. They do want to be playing and making more Fallout games, but the way they're currently doing things, obviously, it takes a long time. This comes hot off the heels of like the conversation lately around the success of the Fallout TV show and speculation that like somebody, a higher up executive somewhere out there is like, damn, if only we had a new game ready to go. And I mean, frankly, as a fan of the franchise, I would love a new game. But Todd Howard did say that they are looking into ways to trying to increase their output because they don't want to wait for games that long either. Pretty interesting. I don't know how much is going to come from that, and I don't know what that means, whether they just like double up their studio to make more games or outsource it or something like that. Who knows? But along with that, for Starfield fans, there is an update coming May 16th that gives a lot of stuff that people have wanted, like detailed surface maps, better landmark navigation, gameplay options, some balancing, some ship customization, quality of life improvements, a 60 FPS mode, and variable refresh rate mode. They also hinted that a land surface vehicle is coming at some point, and that the Shattered Space full DLC expansion is coming this fall. Next up, in some downer news, development studios Roll7 and Kepler are closing down. Roll7 are people behind most recently, like one of my favorites, Rollerdrome, the Ollie Ollie games, like most recently Ollie Ollie World, and Kepler with Kerbal Space Program 2. Their doors are shutting. That absolutely sucks. Apparently Kerbal Space Program 2 is still going to be supported, but even the overseeing publisher of these folks, Private Division, a subsidiary, a publishing label of Take-Two Interactive, they have also received significant layoffs. It seems like it's almost going to be like a skeleton crew type of thing. And that's a loss for me personally, because they were publishing a lot of games that were interesting. They were kind of in that like AA and some AAA stuff that was a little different, a little unique. It gave me more stuff to play and talk about. And now we might be getting less of that. It's another headline in a year or so of just brutal news for the people who make games. Next up, in other news, like we talked about earlier with Xbox putting their stuff out on other platforms, Sea of Thieves, one of the bigger launches, it's now on PS5. We talked about it. We made a before you buy video on it and checked it out just because it seems like there was a lot of interest. It was like one of the top pre-ordered games on PS5, and the PS5 version is pretty good. A couple little issues here and there, but server and connection stuff seems good, and it's just interesting to play such an Xbox-focused game on PS5. Along with that, released this week is Indika. This is that haunted lady game. I don't really know too much about it. It's the one with like the haunted nun. It looks really cool and story-based and like right up my alley, so I'm gonna try and finally check this out. There was like a Steam Next Fest demo that a lot of people were excited about. That one. This game is now finally released. And now in some news I didn't expect. Do you remember Ubisoft's Xdefiant? It was announced a few years back, and people were like, yeah, what is this? This Ubisoft-themed arena shooter, this free-to-play game, is actually being released. The preseason launch is May 21st, and this is like an arena shooter where you get to play as characters from Ubisoft stuff, like Ghost Recon, DedSec people from Watch Dogs, The Division people, Far Cry 6 people, and I just never thought this would see the light of day after it went dark. I hadn't really been paying attention, but it's out if you're looking for something for free to jump into, I guess. It's another example, though, of Ubisoft like sticking with projects, sometimes after people had kind of forgotten, like Skull and Bones. I don't know if this one is going to be like as much of a bummer as Skull and Bones was. People might embrace this, but I just thought it was funny because I totally forgot this was a thing, and now it is, so I wanted to put it on your radar. But that really seems to be all the stuff that's been going on this week, so let me know what you think in the comments about the Xbox stuff, of course, with Xbox kind of trailing behind, but trying to... Oh, that was my phone hitting the floor.
Sorry.
It's all right.
It's okay.
We good? Yeah, he's all right. Pixel. Google Pixel. It's built different. Not sponsored. Yeah, let me know what you think about the Xbox stuff, the console war fighting, whatever. Like, let me know what you think just from, like, an outside looking in perspective. What do they got to do to keep you interested, or are you currently interested? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about Todd Howard on making more Fallout games more quickly. Elden Ring, a sequel. What do you want from a sequel? What could you possibly want from a sequel to Elden Ring? That just sounds like such a crazy thing. So let me know your thoughts, hopes, and dreams. Let's talk about all this stuff. It's all linked in the description, of course. But hit us up. We're down in the comments. We always are. But if you want to yell at me directly, find me on Twitter, Instagram, all those places at Jake Baldino, as well as my YouTube channel, Jake Baldino. It's just my name. But thank you guys for being here, getting caught up on the news with us. We're here every Friday. We never stop, right? We never sleep. Never sleep. I mean, we sleep. Actually, I sleep a lot. Or I try to.
That's good. I don't.
Sorry. Let us know what you think about everything. Clicking the like button helps us. Thank you. But that's it. I'm Jake Baldino. All I ask is that you have a good weekend, be safe, and pizza's on me, man.